Sorry, hi. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings After Dark. I don't know what I'm doing here right now. It's 9 p.m. This is strange. It's dark. Hasn't been that way since January. I'm not even sure. But welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. Did I say that already? My name's Brian. We're here to drink whiskey. I have something lined up. It's nothing fancy. I don't know how long I'm going on, since I don't know how long Mash and Drum usually goes live for. I think it's an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. Anyway, he's not here, so I am. You're welcome. I mean, there's probably some other people going like, I don't know. I don't even try keeping track anymore, as some of you may know. Smash the like button, yes. Oh, I have to say hello to people who have been here or who are here. Hold on, I know how to do this. She said, let's go quite a while ago. Hello, welcome. If you're here, Cheech, thank you for stopping in. Sugar Kitty Meow, indeed. Thank you. Brian Nicholson, hello. Mr. Whiskey Shits, hello. And yes, smash the like button. Banners. Boom, there. I remember to do it at the start, to beg for money. I mean, ask for donations. There's a difference. I haven't updated anyone in anything, but the recent weirdness is, what is it? Minor car repairs, like not engine stuff. Like the AC and the windows both decided to go foobar at the same time. So the AC doesn't work. Cool. And then the windows don't always like to function. So I could lower them and they could just stay there. And then I'd have open windows that I wouldn't be able to close. So that's cool. So now I just drive around with the windows up and no AC. That's something I'm going to have fixed soon. The other thing, what was the other financial bullshit I have to deal with right now? Oh, yeah. I have to hire someone to help me clean the apartment, or at least do the hard work, like the really crappy stuff. That sounds like a very privileged thing to say, I have to admit. But the inspection team came in today. And all they did for pretty much every location in my apartment is needs to be cleaned. I know. I knew that before you got here. You didn't help by saying that on everything. I also said remove all bags and bottles. I know I have a lot of bags, but I don't have a lot of bottles. At least not a lot of empty bottles. Because if they mean those bottles, they can go, fuck. Not happening. I imagine they don't. But I have to inquire because dumb shit. JJ is hiding in 2 places. Oh, nice. Having fun. Thank you for stopping in on the Twitch. Twitch, yeah. Somewhere else where I am and am not at the same time. Whiskey Samurai, hello. Welcome. Oh, dinner meatballs with homemade tomato sauce and French. But don't tell me that. I mean, tell me more, but also don't tell me that. Bourbon Baller, what up? Greetings. And co-op. Welcome. I have to try and regain my way of thinking. It's like 9 o'clock, my brain starts to not work anymore, or it starts to go too fast. Kind of does both. It's fun. I was just hanging out with It's Bourbon Night. If you are a Patreon of theirs, you'll know why. If you aren't, forget you heard that. Or join their Patreon, whatever. Whiskey Bones. No, he did not. He is far away, possibly in the New England area. I don't know where he is. I just know he's not here tonight. So you're stuck with me. I apologize in advance. Why does I feel so short? Hold on. Excuse me. Nope. That's a nice way of bouncing back for no reason. Sorry. That's the face I make when I'm doing weird stuff. If you watched today's video, you may be aware of that. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a change of pace. I figured since I hit the 500, the numbers of subscribers are 500 now. I don't know how to say that properly. So I did a funny video, a little bit of a spoof. A little embarrassing for me, but also you get to see the real chaos that is making the videos that I do. It just, I don't know what's going on with me half the time. It's okay. I do have a plan. I did say that earlier and I forgot. I'm doing an uncorking, except there's no cork for this bottle, so that makes it a bit awkward. However, I was told, which feels like a very little while ago, it was quite a while ago, it was months ago, to compare these two things. I'm not 100% sure why, but we're going to find out why I should compare these tonight. One of them is going to catch some people's interest, I think. Something called Elmer T. Lee. Does anyone here know more about Elmer T. Lee? I know enough to know that saying Elmer T. Lee makes people kind of do that. The other thing I've never had, and as I said, there's no cork. So that may be a clue as to why this is going to be a very strange comparison, honestly. I'm sipping on some Elijah Craig to get started, except it's an It's Bourbon Night pick. Sorry. I don't want to feel all It's Bourbon Nighty, but they were doing a thing. They also have their new pick here. I really like this artwork here. Sarah Chad on the back. I'll be pouring more of that later because this is the big one. This is the freaking 59.2%. It's a little extreme to start out with, so we're saving that for later. There's Cheech. Hello. Yes, co-op. I had a feeling. I still don't quite understand it, as many of you know, as some of you may know. If you're here, you may know. I stay kind of on the outskirts of the knowing things. I hear things. I check things every now and then on the Google because that's my extent of wisdom. And I know Elmer T. Lee is a thing for some people. It's stupidly expensive or hard to get, or secondary market goes crazy for it. I don't know. I don't remember. There are too many bourbons like that, so I don't really keep track. However, it was recommended that I should try this sample of Elmer T. Lee against, and this is going to seem weird, but we'll find out, something called Ancient Age 10. As you can see, it's a very classy bottle with the screw cap and everything. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, carefully distilled along the banks of the Kentucky River, according to the finest old traditions. That's nice and big. They're the same proof, 45%, 45%. So they're similar in all but their reputation. This is a 10-star bourbon thing. It's good to know. Oh, it says we love to hear from our customers. Well then, I'll just email them right now. I'm not going to do. There's nothing on the back. I just realized that. It's just like that. Okay. Distilling since 1869. That's quite a while ago. Who made it? Genuine sour mash. Genuine. So this is another mystery. Some of you may know more about it. I don't. I should have done research or Googled it or looked it up, but I like to be kind of oblivious, as usual. First, Indian finish one drinking here. Mike Meyer, hello. Welcome. Welcome. Let me know what's in your glass, is what I meant to say there. I'm sure you all have something at this hour. I know one of the little quirks about my channel typically is I'm on very early for most. 6 p.m. Eastern time is basically 3 p.m. or on the West Coast, I think. Something like that. So this is strange being at night, but hopefully it'll go smoothly. And again, I don't know how long this is going to go on. I assume an hour at least, but I don't know if anyone else goes live on a Wednesday because I blank out everything these days. Someone knows someone who goes live on 10 regularly on Wednesdays. Do tell. I feel like someone else is going to go live. I just don't remember. And I don't see anything, but that doesn't mean a damn thing these days. Do it. Bourbon goes with bison. Wow. Question of the moment. Well, Cheech, you got all night. I know you're a late night type of person. What bourbon goes with bison? I'll just leave that to the audience because that one, I don't know. I don't even know what bourbon goes with a burger or a steak or chicken. So I don't usually do comparisons. Pairings. There's the word. Pairings. I don't do that. I would like to. The only pairings I have are pretzels and bourbon. Because pretzels. They work out pretty well for me. Ow. Buffalo Trace? Yeah, well. I mean, that would make sense if it did. Oh, I have to tell. Do I have to tell? I could tell you. There's two things I picked up today. This is something other channels do, I believe, is when they get a new bottle, they show it off. I have been forgetting to do that a lot. I'm sorry. Sort of. I have too much whiskey now. It's really weird. But usually I put them on Instagram. I didn't do this one today because I thought, well, when I realized I was going to do this at this time, I just thought I'd save it. Maybe I'll post them later. Okay. I saw this, and there's been a lot of talk. I know this is one of Cheech's favorite bands. I know. He's probably just going to leave now. Blackened, a blend of straight whiskeys finished in black brandy casks. This is the first one, I think. And that's if this is the right thing. I could be totally wrong. But it's called Blackened. I seem to remember it crossing my radar because of the band, some kind of hair band. I think it was Boston or something. Don't remember. But anyway, the name is a giveaway. I saw it in front of me. It was the only bottle, just sitting there on the side. It was around $40. I thought, well, what the hell? I thought about buying this a while ago. Remastered by Dave Pickerel. Dave Pickerel. I know that name. I've heard that name before. So that's on the list. I'm going to open this up at some point. It's a weird bottle. It's very... Something about it doesn't feel right, but that's okay. The other one is a bottle no one's going to care about or know anything about. But I've heard of the name, I think. Clonakilty? Clonakilty? Where's Donald Rance when you need him? So there you go. An Irish whiskey that was donated to the channel by my mother, or as she's been calling herself these days, Mama KillCo. So that's a thing. There is when you have to do videos for them, believe it or not. When you have so many bottles that you look at it and go, oh, this is months worth of content, so that's good, but also I have to make all this content now. That is what I've heard, Whiskey Mountains. That's the only way I can weigh in on it is if I have it. I like/liked. I don't know how to put that. I've listened to Metallica a lot over the years. I think that's the one who actually is the bottle. Okay, you love Metallica, you Lars. Yeah, that's understandable. No one likes Lars. I'm kidding. But anyway. I like early Metallica because I'm going to say that. Yeah. That's not true. I want to say I bought their album. That made me feel very old. But anyway, I've listened to Metallica since I was probably a teenager. That sounds about right. I know one of the first bands I remember actually getting into was Queen. So there's that. Whoa. That's what I've heard. I'm glad you liked it, DC. I get weird when I'm by myself trying to make videos. I feel like you would. Maybe I'll pop in. Well, yeah, hate requires a lot of energy. I try not to hate people, but I'm just generally perturbed and irritated by being around people. But that has to do with my own problems. Less the people, more me. Go have some dinner, enjoy. Come back later. Or don't. I mean, I don't know how long this is going on. So the catch about this one, to be clear, this is the Irish whiskey, Clonakilty. Clonakilty? I was told you just say the name fast if you really want to get through it. The reason this one was picked up by Mother is that it was finished in... Oh, it's a specialty bottle. Okay. I don't know if it was finished in anything. Oh, it was. Okay, I don't know. I haven't looked up anything about it, but supposedly, this was finished in beer barrels, I think. And this beer just happens to be a Rhode Island brewery. The name of the beer itself is You Thirsty IPA ? You Thirsty IPA. There we go. And it's a Revival Brewing Company in Rhode Island. So if you're interested in beer, or at least beer and distilling, that's why I came across her radar. She didn't ask about it. Anyway, I have one now. I'll review it at some point. I have many other bottles. This is getting a little crazy, but I'm okay with that. Kill 'em all. I don't even know what my favorite Metallica song is. Rob Shields, hello. Aloha Beaches. Sorry, I'm late. I understood that, technically. But that's that. Was there anything else? Oh, yeah. I don't remember if I showed this one. I picked this one up as well, like last week. Again, I feel very privileged to be like showing off all these bottles I have when I'm also talking about funds I need for actual real life crap. I'm starting to think I have a problem. This is a bottle we bought in 1792. I've never had it. Never had the bottled in bond version. I've had was it full proof? Or was it, I think it was a store pick. And I believe it was one of the first bottles I got as a donation was a 1792 store pick. That's good. Yes. She did make the mistake of telling the people who work there she knows nothing about whiskey, and I told her, don't do that. Just say you're browsing. Ask if there's anything that you may be interested in or that someone may like. So, Mike Franklin, hello. Welcome. Now I'm trying to think of what Metallica album I like or what song I like. I know there's one song I really like because it was the early bassist. How does it start? It's really nice. It's just music. It's just a guitar solo, like a bass solo. Bass solo take one is what I'm hearing in my head right now. That was amazing. Just as something to bob your head to. I don't know where that song came from. Since Adriana's here, I'll pour some Knob Creek 12. When in Rome. Right? It's on my list. I have a couple. Well, I have a Knob Creek. I have two Knob Creeks technically, but the first one I don't really want to try. I'm curious how the Black and Willet collaboration finish was made. And Madeira, it turns out, it's $140. So probably pass for me. That was the thing, David Basie. I knew that one was coming out, the Black and Willet thing, and I knew, like as soon as I heard about it and saw, I was like, no, I'm never going to get that probably. Well, someone donates it. And I had heard so much about the Black and one. I knew it was pretty divisive. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. So as someone who used to listen to Metallica a fair amount in my younger days, I figured, what the hell? Especially seeing it for $40. It was like, okay, it's right in front of me. It's the only bottle here that I can see. Might as well just take it along with me. It's good stuff. Call of Cthulhu. Bourbon Doll says, I like to pretend when I go to a liquor store. And then I call the workers bullshit when they try to sell me crap. Yes, I understand that. I usually see them just browsing. Usually they'll leave me alone because I have a certain demeanor when out in public that is not as friendly as here. And also I have the mask on, so you can't really tell I have a mustache or anything. Everything's moving. Scott Pigsley, hello. Welcome. Welcome. Braden of Saturday. I know that song too. So many songs. Yeah, that was my thought process. It was one of those, I'll try it. Why not? Especially since it was just sitting there, like almost at eye level. It was right about here. And it was the only bottle. It was just sitting by itself. It wasn't even on the shelf. It was next to the shelf. I forgot what I was looking for. I was looking for the elusive bottle that I don't even want the whiskey in. This is one of the few times I will say that. I had it. It's good. It's not my favorite, but there's the Kentucky Spirit, the turkey tail-shaped bottle. I know it's being discontinued. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, crap. I've seen this occasionally around, and I thought I'd buy it. And, I can't. I saw it like 3 weeks ago, and then as soon as I came back the next week, it was gone. Because I have a feeling someone from secondary saw it as well and bought them all. We'll never know. Well, you have, that's the government funded. That's not the right word. You know what I mean? There's not really a lot of choice. You go to every store, it's the same. I don't know what that's called. I've forgotten. Mm-hmm. Controlled state. Yeah. Here we go. Words. We were just talking about Knob Creek a little bit in a stream that I was watching that you couldn't be part of unless you know some things about Patreon. Not mine. But It's Bourbonite was doing something. They were talking about one of their Knob Creek picks. They had a recent one, which I think I let slip by because of money. I couldn't inquire about it. I don't know if they have other ones. Anyway, point is, I only have a couple Knob Creek. One is a very special It's Bourbonite pick, and the other one is, I forget. It's right behind me. Where is it? Here it is. Single barrel. Single barrel of the store I go to all the time. It's 60%. I'm keeping an eye out for price 15-year. Not that I'll be able to buy it, but it's nice to see it around. I think I've seen one of them somewhere, 100 something odd dollars in all likelihood. But anyway, let's get to the pairing. Pairing? Sampling? Trying both of these against each other is what I was told to do. I know Bourbon is the one specifically who gave me this idea, or he said, do this. And give me the idea. He was like, you should do this. I said, okay. That's right. Scott Pigsley. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, Patreon stream. It's Bourbonite was doing a Patreon stream of their last 4 picks because they have a lot. I was going to buy a couple of them, but I came to my senses, and also the Shared Poorer site where they get their stuff, and where I like the idea of buying from. Well, at least I did until tonight. It wouldn't ship to my location suddenly, which is, it's done at least 2 to 3 times already. But this latest time when I tried to look and check out and everything, it just didn't happen. It didn't let me do it. That was a little sad. Then again, I am going somewhere tomorrow with a patron person. I'm going to Irene's store. Oh, it's going to be glorious. So if you're in the New England area and you can be somewhere else that isn't work at 12:30, that's an option. It's not going to happen, but I'll be there. I'll probably pick up something fun from Irene's, but I don't know what. Since, although I love doing picks from people, I know people aren't really looking up those videos, but that's fine. I really just wanted, again, this is the experience, sharing the experience, trying something for the first time, etc., 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 as they say. All right. Trying to get all the water out of this glass. There we go. Would you say hello? I just saw chat go wild for a second there. I tried the 12 too. I mean, whatever I happen to see and is in my price range in the moment. That's the real thing that's been happening these days. As you can see, donations for all the stuff are still out there. And in this case, it is a cleaning crew. Because here's the crappy part about this little notice. This little annual apartment notice bullshit. And they'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll re-inspect in 2 weeks. Not happy about that. I should throw it on the floor. But I'm mostly not happy because all it says is needs to be cleaned. Vague. Very vague. If you want to tell me something needs to be cleaned, say what? I know the floor probably needs to be cleaned, like officially washed, but other than that, non-descriptive, not helpful. Like, give me a clue where to start at least. But as I've said a few times, my apartment management is kind of garbage, as is the company that owns the building. So, fuck you, Peabody Properties. Moving on. I mean, maybe. I'm definitely not. Yes, Rob Shields, I did ask what people are drinking right now. Not everyone's drinking. That's fine. No one has to. Oh, windmill. it's a good portion of her picks, but she does have, well, let's just say people go there for the picks that she does, and her selection is also pretty good. She has some stuff you're not going to find in other places, and she has no website or anything, so it's one of those things where you have to go there or at least contact her. She is on Facebook and Instagram if you wanted to look up Whiskey Mentors, whiskey with a Y and not an EY, and you can get in touch with her fairly easily. She's pretty keen on getting back to people quickly and easily. Yeah, well, I live in a sty. I mean, no, I don't. But, the past 2 years have not been great for my mental well-being. The medication I've been taking only started to help this past year-ish, I'll say, maybe the past 8 to 9 months. And, 2 years plus of living in squalor and not being able to function is not an easy fix. And I have not suddenly just gotten the energy to try to fix the mess that is my life. So I am going to hopefully find someone who I can get to help me out, at least help me out with thing, because I do not stay focused on anything. The fact that the apartment looks like it does right now is actually impressive, because this is probably the nicest it's looked in a while, and they still came in here and shat all over it, which I expected, so it's okay. They gave me about 4 days when I could probably use a month, and it still wouldn't be up to par for them, I think. Anyway, moving on. Baker 7, Opera 12. So many interesting options. Lost Monarch. Ooh. Rare breed after that. So many dosage options. It's Wednesday. It's halfway through the week. Halfway through the week. You made it halfway. Might as well have something. It's okay. I didn't have anything to drink last night, believe it or not. I hardly believe it. Do it. Give her a heads up. Always give her a heads up. Only because she's not always there. And she travels a good amount. Like she does picks. So she might not be there. So give her a heads up. Again, she's on Instagram and on Facebook. Whiskey Mentors with a Y, not an EY. And you can find out, get an idea, touch base, as they say. Because the last thing I'd want to have happen to anyone who's a regular viewer or someone who's on streams, on my streams regularly, is to have them be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to Irene's store. You get there and she's not home. And that'd suck. I don't want that happening. Talking too fast, it's all right. 15-year Knob Creek, at least not pick sample I had, but the 12, at least used to be much more available, is delicious. Hard to say which is better to me. I would say the one I sent you is the best, but that's my personal opinion. Yeah. All right, here we go. Again, we're comparing Elmer T. Lee with a screw top called Ancient Age 10 Star. It's not 10 year, it's 10 Star. And this was Burben's idea. You know what? I'm going to message him because I don't know what the hell he's doing. I know he's probably preoccupied with other things today and tomorrow, but I'll let him know at least that I'm doing this right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything. Oh, here we go. I saw it. So Whiskey Nose is going live soon, 9:30. Oh, shit. He's going live in a few minutes. So you can go there next. But I think I'll keep it to an hour because I don't know what he's doing in general. And because it's late. I also have to take my medication at 10 p.m., so there's that. I will be back on Friday, though. So remember, like, subscribe, all that to your friends. Share all the videos. I believe I'm almost at the... Am I? I haven't checked. Soon I will be at the watch hours, and then the next step is just hitting up the... words. Subscribers. There we go. And we're already halfway there. Is that Ancient Age or Ancient Age? Well, it says only Ancient Age. No, it's Ancient Age. What the Thank you for pointing that out. Why is it called Ancient Age? That's very strange. So it's Ancient Age. As I said, I don't know what the difference is. I have a feeling there's not. But anyway, Screw Top. Burben told me about it, and I still have to message him. Why is it a weird name? I don't remember why he wanted me to do this, though. I think it's because Elmer Chile has been given a lot of talk. And I think the idea was that it's almost the same thing. We'll see. I'll find out. I'm pouring the ancient Elmer T. Lee is going in the drink more bourbon glass here, but right there. And this is actually just regular Glencairn. It's going to have the ancient age. Apparently, I just blanked out on the first ancient because that's crazy. I guess. I don't know. It's got 10 stars. That's all I know. It's important. Ancient age is the more ancient than ancient age. Thanks, Buffalo Trace. Yeah. Here we go. And I will say I'm mulling over doing an actual. Okay. I have done that too many times where I've had half a pour left. Usually with the bigger sample bottles, that's the perfect sample size actually for me. I try to give these out like these are the single servings. I guess you could put it is a single serving pour. Well, these other ones, although lovely, are at least 2 pours, probably more. So there you go. That's the Elmer T. Lee 90 proof percentage per 90 proof. Hold on. Give it a look real quick. There you go. It looks like bourbon. It almost. It's very bright in here. So honestly, these never look quite like I want them to, if I'm being honest. What are we doing? Who? Squinty eye. I'm so confused. That's all right. That's what happens when you don't read chat for a minute. The Deathless Dog, hello. It used to be the 10-year ancient age, but it's not ancient age 10 years anymore, hence the 10 stars. That's weird. In some markets, the ancient is relatively easy to find and usually compares fairly well to ETL. That was the idea, I believe. However, I've never had this and I've never had that. So we get to find out. This is uncorking. Some of you may have noticed in my latest video, I do that a lot when I get frustrated. Or I have to stop. You also got a little deep dive into my brain just not working occasionally. Or I'll be doing something and saying something and just everything comes to a complete stop. It's great. So there we are. Ancient Age versus Elmer T. Lee. Elmer T. Lee is in my left hand, on your right, I think. And Ancient Age is in the other hand. They look the same, color-wise at least. I'm gonna go with the fancy stuff first, at least the supposed fancy stuff. Ooh, it's nice. It's kind of reminding me of Eagle Rare, which these are both Buffalo Trace, aren't they? I know it was just said moments ago, ancient age. There we go. Rob Shields. Thanks, Buffalo Trace. So I'm making the assumption that, although I pretty much know Elmer T. Lee is very similar. I like it. It really does remind me of Eagle Rare. I may have to pour some of that as well. I don't need any excuse. Wah! Tingly. Oh, this one's very muted. Ancient age doesn't seem like much at the moment. Okay. That's even more reason to compare them. Hell, if I had known that, and well, I had a feeling about that, but I didn't know that I could compare to a whole bunch of stuff. I still can, technically. Although this is a lot of whiskey all of a sudden. So we won't do that. Mash bill 2. Okay. Bottom shelf mash bill 2. Ah, okay. All right. That makes a lot more sense now. I was wondering why he asked me, or he recommended, I should say, to compare the two. Now it kind of makes sense. Oh. This one seems sweeter. This is the H and H and Age. Again, if you don't see the logo of any sort, that's H and H and Age. And I'm not going to keep saying that. AAA. It's AAA. We're just going to call it that. This is AAA. This is ETL. There. Abbreviations make things easier. I like the smell of ETL. I won't pretend that. And again, it's mostly because it's reminding me of Eagle Rare. Is Eagle Rare the same mash bill? I don't know. Probably. Buffalo Trace is a wonky place. Trying to hide all the boxes next to me. Don't worry about that. You didn't see anything. Again, I was trying to clean my apartment. I had a lot of boxes that needed to be broken down and recycled. Yay. Yeah. Elmer Teely is definitely sweeter. Wait, not sweeter. Fruitier. It's got that grape note that some people talk about in Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare's mash bill 1. Okay. That's weird. Why am I getting that weird fruit grape note thing on this? I mean, it's still Buffalo Trace, so there's that. Yeah. AAA. I like just calling it AAA because I know that means something else. No, there's definitely a difference. Immediately on the nose, there's a noticeable difference between this one and this one. And unsurprisingly, I seem to like the Elmer Teely better. Probably because it reminds me of Eagle Rare, so that's that. This one, AAA, there are things I do not like about this. And that's not easy to do, usually, with bourbons. I'm going to have a hard time describing what, of course. There's a weird vegetal note of some sort. Or green. Is that what it's usually called? A green note? Okay, I'm thinking of grass, and I'm thinking of specifically like cut up clovers, which feels a weird thing to say, but then again, I didn't mow any fancy lawns in my youth. It was always the dandelions and clovers kind of lawn. So it's reminded me of that a little bit. So exciting, I know. Good night, Whiskey Mountains. Thank you for stopping in. Sorry your internet dropped. Come back and see us now, you hear? I don't know why I said that. In that way. Ah, an old bottle, an old 10-year bottle of AAA. Well, it's probably different. There's something else on this AAA that's bugging me that I'm definitely not getting on Elmer Teely. Oh, there is something on here that's bugging me as well. It's not the same. They're definitely not the same. If you gave me both of these and said which do you like more, I would immediately lean towards Elmer Teely. Guess what? Granted, I know which is which, and I did pour that out of a screw cap. There's a bias. There's an immediate bias. However, I'm trying to not be biased. I am just saying which is my preferred smell at the moment. Taste could be a different thing. Totally different thing. We'll find out soon. As I said, this is only an hour stream. I feel like I'm going to stop in an hour. It wasn't exactly planned to go for 2 hours because, again, I'm in Jason's slot, and I know he usually goes for an hour and a half or 2 hours, something like that. Oh, Deathless Dogs gets something there. We catch a lot of clove notes on mash bill 2 stuff. Huh. I've gotten some weird stuff out of bourbons. There's one specific note I've talked about numerous times on my streams, which is not, I don't like it. Like, it immediately just makes me, kind of repulses me from it. Not repulsive, it's not repulsive, but it's, I don't like it. Like, I smell it in there and I just don't enjoy it. But I am intrigued by that little grape note, or it always feels weird to say because it has nothing to do with grapes. It's fake grape. Makes me think of a fruit roll-up. Grapefruit roll-up, clearly. All right, going in. Peter White, he isn't. He's on vacation. I think he said on his last stream, or at least near the end of it, maybe last week, he said he wasn't going to be in town. I'm fairly certain he's traveling at the moment. But I think actually his community tab. Check his community tab on his channel. Someone mentioned that it was notified there. Thus, why I'm doing this now. Normally, I might have done it earlier in the evening, but I've also been having some rough patches right now with my sleep, as ever. The Elmer tea is unremarkable. That was my initial taste thing here. He does have a list. He has a longer list than I do. I just feel bad that I found something very distinct in bourbons that I do not like. It is unpleasant. And I know specifically the first time I found it was on Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. If I put an ice cube in it and like let it water down completely, basically making Evan Williams black. Not a fan. I used to like Evan Williams White Label a lot, and now I just don't. Something happened. Drank too much of it over time, or something. Or maybe why. Yes, thank you, Steve A. No stream, so I'm taking over. Ha ha ha. I'm not really taking over. It just was convenient, let's say, because of the fact that I sometimes, and I might be phasing it out. I haven't decided yet. Wednesdays, I usually go on. Well, I will sometimes go on. I have thought about pushing that to 7 p.m. and going for 2 hours. So 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and then Jason goes live. But honestly, I feel like people are going to get sick of me doing 3 streams a week. So at least for the moment, I'm juggling things around a bit. I've been going live regularly on Fridays and Sundays for quite a while now. So I'm very happy with that. And as long as viewers stay semi-regular for that, cool beans. And hitting 500 subs really helped. I mean, it's nice to see so many people in here at the moment. Granted, this is 9 o'clock, it's much later, but anyway. Dr. Pass Whiskey, hello. Welcome. I'm going to take one more sip of this Elmer tea. It's a little spicy. A very little. If someone's really hunting that down, don't. Just I haven't had the other one, so I can't say anything about it yet, but it's very unremarkable as far as a bourbon. It doesn't even have like the initial reaction I had to Elmer tea was I don't like this mouthfeel. It was too thin. It didn't coat quite right. It has a nice finish. Lingers for a little bit, but it's a little dry as well. So that's it. That's all I can really say about it. Even the general taste of it is kind of meh. Nothing's sticking out. One more. Mild spice and a little bit dry. Not even that sweet. A little bit of caramel. That's it. I mean, it's enjoyable, but honestly, I wouldn't drink this I wouldn't put this in a Glencairn. I wouldn't have it as a simple sipper. For me, for my tastes. Keep in mind, just single opinion. Peter White says ETL is an excellent trade bottle for me. GZ says the ETL shot in price here. It used to be under $50. Now I said, yeah, that's definitely why this is happening. Bourbon, in his wisdom and his generosity, gave me the sample of the ETL, and he also gave me the bottle of H&H, which I'm also happy about. Give me a full bottle of whiskey. I'm happy about that. Moving on to the H&H. Granted, the nose on the ETL was very nice. It was right up my alley. I don't like saying that, but it was my preference from the start. The taste of it, however, is just meh. Steve A says, definitely interesting note on samples. Sample A for me tonight. Got a suspicious what it may be, but not official guess yet. Oh, the first one? Oh, you're doing the sample pack. So Steve A won a blind flight from you recently. And if you're starting on A, if you guess what it is, I'll be amazed. But I hope you like all of them. Most of them, I won't say anything. I just say you gave me some list of some you may enjoy, and some of them may be on there. So there. Scott Pigsley, you're not the only one with that opinion. In fact, I am taking it upon myself. Oh, that's new. I'm taking it upon myself that if anyone has Buffalo Trace products they just don't want, I will gladly give them a safe home for you. I say that mostly because I like Eagle Rare, and there's something else. I know there's another one. Oh, E.H. Taylor. E.H. Taylor and Eagle Rare happen to be two Buffalo Trace products I enjoy, and I didn't like finding that out. I mean, I liked finding that out. I was like, oh, these are good, but then I found out they're Buffalo Trace, and everything just went, one of those moments because of what has happened with the Buffalo Trace brands and products over the past 10 years or so, 12 years, 15 years, however long it's been. It's been a while. All right. Smell this has improved a bit. It's a little sweeter. Initially, this one was sweeter. There's still that weird green clove note is still here, but it's less. Have a sip, okay. Well, there's no dry note, unlike this one, the ETL. I understand why these were given to me as something to try as a comparison because they're both kind of unremarkable. Are they the same? No, not for me. Would I like one above the other? No, not really. They're both kind of on the same wavelength as far as the tastes go. I'll try it again. I've had only one sip of this. I'm going to try it a couple times before things start to wind down. Oh. Holding on the tongue, there's a little bit of a drier note momentarily. And it feels like some Buffalo Trace. Taters. All purchased at retail. There you go. Great barrel proof. Barton's. Like a dozen. Good. See, I am, as many of you know, and that's why this donation thing is scrolling across the bottom here. It actually goes this way. I don't have the option to go to secondary or purchase expensive bottles unless real generous donations have happened. And guess what? That's happened a few times the past few months, and I am incredibly grateful. In fact, I am meeting someone tomorrow at Irene's because he is such an amazing patron of mine. By the way, I have a patron. Link below if anyone wants to join that. $5 a month. You can see the madness. You can have a through the looking glass moment with me. Enjoy. It's an option. Granted, I know many of you have probably far too many Patreon account people at this point because there's quite a few Whiskey Tube channels. Steve says, haven't gone through the whole lineup yet. It was a small pour, but very unusual wood notes. So my current guess is that's Mizunara. Like I say anything. Yes, I agree, Steve A. I can understand it as a way to make quick cash if you're in a pinch. Sure. Like if I could get, it's happened. I've thought about it. If I can get Eagle Rare for $35 right here, right now, and go somewhere close by, we're playing like half a day away, and sell it for twice that much or close to twice that much, I get it, but also it wouldn't add up. Car, gas, distance, no, unless it was being sold for $100 more, and that's a lot of effort. And I don't really have the energy levels for lots of effort, as some of you may know. So it's not something I would do. Rich C, thank you. I should have done that, but I didn't think about it. If you'd like to join the KillCo community, that is where you can. I have a Discord, if that's any incentive. And unlike other channels, I have a Spotify that you can listen to, or a Spotify playlist if you want to hear all the random songs I listen to over my 30-ish years of liking music. Again, going back to Triple H, Triple A. Where's my brain? Well, the Ancient Age isn't terrible. Or the Ancient Age, sorry. Good God. Triple A isn't awful. It is also something I would not make as a sipper. It would probably make a real good mixer. I can see this as a mixer real easy. I can see this for cocktails, old fashions. No problem. Wonderful. Better than something I've had before. There's a video I did 2 years ago. Anyway, my brother bought me something that looked very similar to this, so I was a little nervous. Except that was mostly vodka, I think, and it had a little bit of straight bourbon in it. It was awful. Probably one of the worst whiskeys I've ever had. But this is not like that. I can see this as a kind of a gateway for someone who is interested in bourbons, as a very, very smooth and very, very, like, I don't want to say plain, but I will. It's very plain. It's got enough characteristics of bourbon where it's interesting, but it's not going to blow your mind. However, I think it would be fairly easy for someone to drink as a initial sipper. So there's that. I'd say I'd put Buffalo Trace itself in the same category. Anything 45% or lower. God, that's good. All right, going back to EETL. Still smells nicer. Still reminding me of Eagle Rare. Still has that weird grape note. Man. Well, first of all, I would never find myself in a position to buy an Elmer T. Lee, considering what I've heard. However, I'm also very pleased that I got to try it because it's similar to my initial reactions with nope, where is it? Brain? Blanton's. There we go. Began with B. That's all I can remember. Similar experience I had with Blanton's, where I knew it's been hyped up a lot, and I had it, and it was like, well, it's fine. It's fine. But I do find I have a specific wavelength with bourbons, and usually it's a higher proof is a very clear indicator. And the mouth feels very important to me. Both of these are kind of thin, a little bit. They're okay, but not quite in the ballpark I like these days. Usually 50% and plus. Well, I should say 50 to 55%. I have found certain bourbons above 55% get a little bit much. I can't enjoy them quite the way I want to because it's just so slow to sip on, kind of thing. The proof just slows down the experience. It's probably the best way to put it. A high proof can sometimes slow down the experience for me, and I don't find that as much fun, unfortunately. How much Lee is a good option is a $50 to $60 or so. Well, yes, if that is the MSRP, I will agree with that. But as for what I'm hearing about the price being jacked up by secondary, no, I would not recommend. I would never recommend buying things from secondary unless you really want it, really, really want it, and have had a sample before, key phrasing there. If you've had a sample before and you loved it, go get it. But if it's nothing you've ever had, like in this situation, I'd never had Elmer T. Lee till now. I don't know what the fuss is about. I mean, other than Buffalo Trace product, hype, secondary, blah, blah, blah. Something about fall, being outdoors, drinking bourbon makes it better. Yes, I will say that for anything these days. Like, I want to go outside and have some whiskey right now, but it's also nearly 10 o'clock, and there are mosquitoes still. So I'm always finding a reason not to do something. And although I do want to go outside right now, I might not bring a glass. Maybe I'll bring a flask of something out there for a little bit. But the idea of having my blood drained from my veins by insects is not appealing to me, as you can imagine. Autumn is a very bourbon time, however, I can agree with that. I think it's something to do with the spices. Really just click. Everyone's doing pumpkin spice and all that nonsense right now. I do it. I'm one of the people who buys Starbucks garbage that is pumpkin spiced or whatever. There's a Starbucks mile from me, so don't hate. It's convenient if I don't want to actually try to make coffee. Stumble at the door. Steve A says, yeah, that's pretty much my point. You can get ETL in the 50s range. It's decent. At $100? No. I would say the same thing about blends. Like, if you want it and you can get it for MSRP, do it. It's fine. Give it a shot. But if it's jacked up prices, secondary market stuff, I wouldn't recommend it. Try it first. Then if you really dig it, go for it. That's just my internet recommendation. Give it a shot. Try it before you buy it. That's what it is. Just doing it straight up back and forth now. Ooh, hi. Wow. Straight up comparing. The Elmer T. Lee is a little spicier. I just went right from one to the other. I did the Ancient Age and then Ancient Age, and then tried the Elmer T. Lee right after it. Noticeable spice difference. So the Ancient Age isn't as spicy if I drink one right after the other. Let's go the other way around and see what happens. Spice toned down a bit. Nope. Well, oh wait, there it is. That's weird. That is weird. I don't know why that's happening. The spice of them both goes up if I go from one to the other. Like separate with a few minutes apart and a little water in between kind of thing, the spices are pretty tame. But if I have a sip of one and then a sip of the other one, the spices get kicked up a little bit. Only a little bit. But that's funny. Wow. Scott Pigsley, thank you for being here. Tune in on Friday. I'll be here. Oh, coming up on the last minute, so I guess I gotta cut this short. Whiskey Nose, I believe, is live right now. So if you want to go visit him, I'll probably pop in my brain there. My brain? I will visit momentarily. Hold on. Checking. He's doing his thing with his accent, talking about his people, and has a bunch of whiskey behind. I don't know if that's he talks like that or not, but we are. Anyway, go visit him. Tell him KillCo sent you. I'll be back on Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, and Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I have a lot going on tomorrow with travel and visiting Irene's store, so tune in either by being a patron, because I usually tell you first, or on Instagram. I do the story thing if you're interested in that or like that thing. It's fun. I will pick up something from Irene's tomorrow. I just don't know what yet. Something's going to have to really catch my attention for me to buy it. But anyway, stay tuned. I'm also doing something on Saturday, another little get-together for the Patreon people, or at least some people in the area, I should say, not necessarily patrons. And that'll be fun as well. Again, keep in touch. Social media, they're all linked below. Instagram and being a patron, of course, are the easiest ways to see everything that's going on. Thank you for being here. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends. I like making new friends. Ending it with the Elmer T. Lee because it's just a little better. But the ancient age, kind of on the same level. So again, try it before you buy it. Until next time, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there.